Most of y'all know that I am Texas born and bred, and that's where I live now. But I am a blue dot here. And once upon a time when I was young, I was very, very proud of being Texas born and bred. But I have never been so ashamed of being a Texan as I am since last year, honestly. Like, that was just sort of, it ripped it for me. I also heard people say you should not move if you're a blue dot to a blue state because right now you are a blue vote in a red state and eventually the scale will tip. I don't know if that's true. I'm hoping it is. For just a minute, let's talk about this fucking guy. He's the second most evil guy in Texas. The first most evil is his attorney general, Ken Paxton. But let's talk about Abbott for a minute. So Abbott just rolled back all DEI programs in all of the state agencies, okay? Obviously, Hot Wheels doesn't understand that he himself would be a DEI hire. So let's look at it. DEI means diversity and inclusion. It's for anyone who's been marginalized or who hasn't gotten the jobs that they should have gotten in the past, even though they were qualified as a white male, okay? So white women have historically benefited far more than any other group from DEI. And yet, white women are still overwhelmingly voting against their own interest, which makes me wonder if they're qualified for much at all. I don't know that Abbott realizes that he himself, even though he's a white man, would be a DEI hire because he's disabled. Now, I will tell you, I would never call anyone else Hot Wheels in a wheelchair. I have nothing but greatest respect for all of the differently abled in our nation, but I fucking hate Abbott. So I'm going to continue calling him Hot Wheels, and I hope that you will forgive me for that. But Hot Wheels rolling back DEI in Texas is no different than what he did in the 80s. A tree branch fell on him. He became paralyzed. That's why he's in a wheelchair. He sued, and tort law was very different in the 80s in Texas. He got millions and millions of dollars, okay? And then when he became governor, he immediately closed that off for everybody else through tort reform. Now, if you get hurt in Texas, you might get $1,000, $2,000. You're not going to get a really good settlement. And there's been some discussion through the years, would he even qualify under his own tort reform for those millions that he got in the 80s? And this past year, his own lawyer came out and said, no, he wouldn't have gotten it under his own tort reform. So Hot Wheels thinks that his shit don't stink. So I looked up, what is evil? Because maybe I don't have a good grasp on it. I'm going to just leave the definition here and you do with it what you will.